Hi ECV, this is Anthony Devine, your teacher librarian, and I'm here to talk to you about sharing links from your digital portfolio so that everybody can see what you're learning and what you can do with what you're learning. And remember, your digital portfolio is a more complete version of your learning story of your time at El Cajon Valley High School. So we'd love to get students to be sharing what they're doing and what they can do with what they're learning. So let's say you've started a digital portfolio and you've been adding pages to it during your time here at El Cajon Valley High School. Maybe you have this many pages, maybe you have fewer pages, maybe you have more. No matter where you are in the digital portfolio journey in creating your learning story, you can still participate in this sharing. So the way to get started is on the school's homepage. If you hover over academics, you'll see this page called Digital Portfolios. When you open that, there are a few instructions here, and if you scroll down, there's this spreadsheet that's empty right now, but I hope to fill it up with your links. And there's this icon. That icon links to a Google form. Let me show you how this works. Your goal is to build out your digital portfolio, share what you're learning in your different classes, and as you create pages that show off your critical thinking or your communication skills, the way you collaborate, and your creativity, as you share and create those kinds of pages, we want you to add them here. You're going to be able to add a total of 5 links to your digital portfolio, even though you're probably going to end up with way more than 5 pages. We just want you to share the best of your best on this page. When you click on this link, it opens up a Google form, and you can fill it out. You can decide what class you're part of. Let's say I'm class of 2018. We'll pretend my name is Eric Brown, so I'll put in Eric Brown, and now I get to make a choice of what the first link I share is going to be. I've got a few different pages. I've got this home page where I introduce myself a little. I've got a goals page where I talk about the different things that I want to accomplish during my time at El Cajon Valley High School. Or maybe you've got another page that you really want to show off. Whatever the first page is that you want people to see on your digital portfolio when they go to our website and start looking at what our students are doing, that should be the link that you add here. For me, I think I'll add my goals page. So I'm going to go to my goals page on my digital portfolio, copy the URL by hitting Control-C, and I'll paste the URL by hitting Control-V. These other pages, critical thinking, my communication page, my collaboration page, and creativity, let's say I don't have anything for those right now. That's fine. Even if you don't have anything yet, you can still submit this form and come back later and add additional links. And I'll do that. I'll submit now. And I'll say that's all I want to add for now. I'll even close this tab. And now I'll go back to the digital portfolios page. I'll have to reload the page to get my link to show up below. And now the page is loading, and there's my link. I can click on this, and a new window will open with a link that goes right to the page I wanted it to link to. Now, let's say some time has gone by and you want to come back to this, and maybe you've done a page that shows some critical thinking, and you want to show that off on this page. You'll click on this icon again, and the link to the form will open, but this time it'll say, hey, you've already responded. You can only fill this form out once. Right. You know you've already responded. You just want to edit your previous responses. You'll click on this link to edit your previous responses, and it's saving what you put in last time, including the links to the websites, but now you've got a critical thinking page. If you go to your digital portfolio, maybe you remember an assignment you did for your English class where you learned about marking the text and thinking while you're reading, and even digitally marking the text, and you reflected on thinking critically while reading, and you want to show people that you have critical thinking skills. You'll copy the URL to whatever page you'd like to show off, whether it's from an English class, a science class, a social science class, whatever class, or even if it's outside of school. You're just showing that you know how to think critically. And I'm going to copy that URL, Control-C, come back to the form, and I want that to show up under critical thinking. And I will hit Control-V to paste, and I'll scroll down. I don't have anything for these others yet. I'll just hit Submit. and I come back to this page, the link isn't there yet because I haven't hit refresh. When I do hit refresh, this little table will reload, and there it is. Now I've got a link to my critical thinking page. Let's say you did something to show off your creativity on your website. Perhaps in your coding class, you did a cool coding art project. You can add that information, add the stuff that you did to your website, and the page that you have this stuff stored on, you copy the URL again, come back to the form again, edit your previous responses. It saves everything from before, but now I've got something for creativity. Paste that and submit. And then when you come back to the digital portfolio page, once again, you hit refresh, the table refreshes, and now you've got 3 links to show off. You can do the same for communication and collaboration. Let's add those real quick. Let me close this. Let's say for collaboration, maybe you had a team of fellow students and you built a cool rocket in your science class, and you talk about what it was like to learn with your team and how you got the job done. This, even though it's a science activity, it's really also a lesson about how you can collaborate and how you learned about collaboration. So let's share that for collaboration. Again, I click on the icon, the Google form opens and says, you've already responded. Yes, I know. I'm going to click edit that response, go down to collaboration, paste that. And while we're there, there's a communication link I could add too. And perhaps in your social science class, you learned about diplomatic negotiations, and you talked about what it takes to be a good communicator when people have different perspectives and how you compromise with other people, and your reflection for communication. All of this can also be shared. Hit Control-C to copy the URL one more time, paste that in the communication section, and submit. So now this student, this imaginary student, has 5 total links to the page of his choice on his digital portfolio, then a page about critical thinking, a page about communication, collaboration, creativity. This student could come back to this form later and change it. Maybe there's a better example of communication that they want to put in from their senior year instead of the one from their sophomore year. These can all change and grow with you. And you can search by your last name. You can see what the other classes are doing, class of 2019, 2020, as we add to these. But really, this page is about us as a school working together to share what you're learning and what you can do with what you're learning. Like I've said before, the story of what our students can do and what they know is much more deep than what you see on maybe a transcript or test scores. The learning that you show off on your digital portfolio it more fully shows who you are, what kind of person you are, and what kind of things you've been learning about. So don't be shy about sharing your process. It doesn't need to be perfect. Just share what you're learning. Share the cool things that you're piecing together as you're working your way through your time here at El Cajon Valley High School. And then when you leave El Cajon Valley High School, you've got this great artifact showing all the cool things you've done and learned. That's a much richer story of your time here than simply a transcript or a diploma. Thanks for watching. I look forward to seeing what you share from your digital portfolio. Let's do this.